Imagine this, a stormy night, a wise monk sits alone in the stillness of his temple. His eyes closed, his breath calm, his mind at peace. He's seen it all, betrayal, deceit, and the silent sting of disrespect. But tonight, his voice carries a powerful warning: no one will ever disrespect you again, if you do this one thing. His words echo through the halls, touching a place deep within the soul. They're not just words, they're a call to reclaim your power, to rise above the chaos and walk a path that commands respect without demanding it. This isn't about revenge. This is about energy, presence, and a transformation so profound that even those who once disrespected you will feel it. But what is this secret? And why did he warn about it? The monk speaks of 3 ancient techniques, teachings passed down through centuries, hidden in plain sight, and accessible to those ready to truly listen. In this video, we will not only uncover these techniques, but also delve into the stories of those who have used them to transform their lives. Stories of those who went from being walked over to walking tall, from being ignored to being seen, from being disrespected to being deeply revered. Welcome to Zen Companion, your guide to cultivating serenity and abundance in every breath. Before we continue this incredible journey together, I invite you to take a few seconds to connect with your own power. If you're feeling inspired, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with someone who might resonate with it. The more we spread positivity and wisdom, the stronger our community becomes. Now let's keep this energy flowing by dropping a comment below with this mantra: I honor my truth, I respect my path. Let it serve as a reminder to yourself and others that we all deserve respect, kindness, and the courage to walk our unique paths. Together, we create a space of growth, healing, and endless possibilities. Don't forget to share this with someone who could use a little reminder of their own strength and worth. Let's keep lifting each other up, one step at a time. In a world that often feels loud and overwhelming, where voices compete for attention and emotions can swirl like a storm, the power of silence offers a gentle yet profound way to find peace and strength. Silence is not about turning away from the world or hiding from its challenges. Instead, it is a sacred choice to remain calm and centered, even when life feels unsteady. It is like choosing to sit quietly by a still lake, letting the ripples of chaos settle without adding to them. The monk's wisdom reminds us that in holding silence, we hold a quiet power, a power that flows from within, rooted in serenity and grace. The Buddha's teaching, silence is an ocean, speech is a river, invites us to see the beauty of this choice. Rivers rush and tumble, carrying debris in their current, but the ocean is vast, deep, and unshaken, holding its strength in stillness. When silence is chosen, it becomes a sanctuary, a space where the heart can breathe and the soul can rest. It is not about suppressing feelings or avoiding truth, but about giving space for clarity to emerge. In moments of tension, perhaps a heated conversation or a misunderstanding, silence can be a compassionate act, a way to honor both oneself and others. It allows time to listen deeply, to hear not just words but the emotions and intentions beneath them. This practice can transform relationships, fostering understanding where there might have been conflict. Imagine a moment when harsh words are spoken, and instead of reacting with equal force, there is a pause, a soft, intentional stillness. That pause can shift the energy, creating room for healing and connection. For women in this season of life, where wisdom and experience weave a rich tapestry, silence can also be a way to reclaim inner strength. After years of nurturing others, children, partners, friends, or communities, there is a sacred opportunity to turn that care inward. Silence becomes a gift, a moment to listen to the quiet whispers of the heart, to reconnect with dreams, hopes, or even the simple joy of being. It is a way to stand firm in one's truth without needing to prove or defend it. Those who might try to unsettle this calm, whether through criticism, demands, or expectations, find their efforts softened by a presence that is steady and unshakable. Like a tree that bends but does not break in the wind, silence allows for resilience without struggle. This practice can be woven into daily life with ease and grace. In the morning, before the day begins, a few moments of quiet breathing can set a peaceful tone. While sipping tea or gazing out a window, letting thoughts come and go without clinging to them can feel like a gentle embrace for the soul. Even in the midst of a busy day, a brief pause, closing the eyes, resting the hands, and feeling the breath, can be a return to that ocean of calm. These small acts of silence are like pearls strung together, creating a necklace of peace that adorns the spirit. Over time, they cultivate a deep well of strength, one that radiates outward, touching others with its warmth and steadiness. In this way, silence is not only a personal refuge but a gift to the world, a quiet light that shines with compassion and love. But there's more to silence than just withholding words. It's about observing, listening, and truly seeing what others are too distracted to notice. The monk tells the story of a man named Haruto, a humble fisherman who faced constant disrespect from his village. They mocked his simple life, his quiet demeanor. But Haruto chose not to retaliate. Instead, he remained silent, listening deeply to the intentions behind their words. Over time, he began to understand that their disrespect was a reflection of their own inner turmoil. Haruto's silence became his strength. He transformed from being a target of ridicule to a source of wisdom, the man everyone sought for guidance when life grew difficult. In a world where noise and haste often cloud the spirit, embracing silence offers a sacred path to inner peace and resilience. Silence is not about withdrawing from life's vibrancy or shying away from its demands. Rather, it is a gentle act of grounding oneself, like planting feet firmly on soft earth, feeling the pulse of the moment. The monk's teachings reveal that silence carries a quiet strength, a power that blooms from stillness. An ancient proverb whispers, "In the hush of dawn, the heart speaks clearest." While words may scatter like leaves in the wind, silence gathers them into a calm embrace, steady and whole. Choosing silence is like tending a garden within the soul, a place where clarity and compassion grow. It is a pause that allows the mind to soften, to see beyond the surface of things. In times of discord, perhaps a moment of tension with a friend or a family member's frustration, silence becomes a bridge to understanding. It is an invitation to listen with the heart, to sense the unspoken hopes or hurts beneath the words. This practice weaves threads of connection, mending what might otherwise fray. Picture a conversation where anger flares, and instead of meeting it with more heat, there is a quiet breath, a space for grace to enter. That stillness can shift the air, opening a door to kindness and care. This sacred practice can bloom in the smallest moments of daily life. At daybreak, before the world stirs, sitting in stillness with a candle's glow can awaken the spirit to hope. During a walk, noticing the rhythm of footsteps or the song of a bird can feel like a conversation with the divine. In the midst of a busy afternoon, a brief pause to rest the hands and close the eyes can be a return to center, like dipping into a cool stream. These moments of silence are like stars in a night sky, each one small yet radiant, together forming a constellation of peace. They nurture a strength that flows gently, touching the world with a light that is both tender and enduring, a quiet gift of love that lifts all it meets. But what about those moments when silence alone isn't enough? The monk reveals a deeper layer to this technique, the art of mirroring attitudes, mirroring the energy. When someone disrespects you, mirror back calmness and poise. Refuse to let their chaos enter your space. This level of silence isn't passive, it's a conscious act of holding your ground without words. This practice disarms the aggressor and reclaims your inner equilibrium. In those delicate moments when silence alone feels like it yearns for a softer embrace, there's a radiant practice that invites a deeper communion with peace, the art of mirroring. This isn't about echoing someone's words or gestures, but rather cradling their energy with a gentle, grounded presence that radiates grace. When faced with harshness or disrespect, picture yourself enveloped in a warm, luminous shawl of calmness and poise, allowing the turbulence of another's chaos to swirl around you without stirring the stillness of your heart. This kind of silence is not a retreat. It's a tender yet unwavering choice to anchor yourself in your inner light, untouched by the shadows of negativity. By holding this sacred space, the air itself seems to soften, as if the universe pauses to honor your quiet strength. This practice becomes a loving act of reclaiming your serenity, nourishing your spirit, and weaving a thread of harmony through the tapestry of your day. Mirroring in this way is like tending a cherished garden, where every interaction offers a moment to sow seeds of compassion and understanding. When someone approaches with frustration or anger, responding with a calm, centered presence is like offering a soothing melody to a restless heart. This doesn't mean burying your feelings or dismissing the sting of unkindness. It's about choosing to respond from a wellspring of love and clarity, honoring the sacred essence within you. As this practice deepens, it cultivates a heart that is both resilient and open, capable of embracing life's challenges while remaining tethered to joy and connection. It's a gentle reminder that every encounter holds the potential for healing, not only for yourself but for those who share your path, creating ripples of peace that flow outward, touching lives in ways unseen. The second technique is the art of presence. People can feel energy before you even speak a word. Have you ever entered a room and felt the tension, or sensed someone's power without them saying anything? That's the art of presence. The monk warns that those who are disrespected often shrink themselves, making their energy small, almost invisible. But to command respect, you must learn to expand your presence. Stand tall. Make eye contact. Breathe deeply. Feel your feet firmly rooted to the ground. The monk teaches that true power comes from being fully present in each moment, unwavering and grounded. The world responds to those who own their space with grace and quiet authority. The art of presence weaves a gentle yet profound thread through the tapestry of a woman's life, inviting a deeper connection to the essence within. It's a sacred practice, one that radiates warmth and strength before a single word is spoken. Imagine stepping into a space and feeling the unspoken currents of emotion swirling around, perhaps a quiet heaviness in the air or the uplifting glow of someone's confidence. This is the subtle language of energy, a universal whisper that carries the weight of a woman's spirit. The ancient wisdom of the monk reminds us that those who feel unseen or overlooked may dim their light, softening their presence until it feels as if they've faded into the background. Yet, within every woman lies the power to reclaim her space, to let her energy bloom like a flower opening to the morning sun. To embody this art is to stand with a heart full of courage, shoulders lifted, and gaze steady, meeting the world with eyes that reflect both kindness and resolve. It's about breathing deeply, letting each inhale fill the body with calm and each exhale release any lingering doubts. Picture the feet rooted to the earth, like an ancient tree drawing strength from the soil, unshaken by the winds of life's challenges. This rootedness fosters a serene authority, one that doesn't demand attention but naturally commands respect through its quiet dignity. The monk's teachings illuminate a timeless truth. True power flows from being wholly present, embracing each moment with mindfulness and grace. This practice extends beyond the physical, touching the soul's deepest corners. It's about carrying an inner stillness, a sacred pause that allows a woman to listen to her intuition and move through the world with purpose. When presence is cultivated, it becomes a beacon, drawing others toward its warmth like moths to a gentle flame. It's the soft strength of a grandmother's knowing smile, the steady hand that soothes a loved one's worry, or the calm resolve that holds space for others to feel seen. By embracing this art, a woman not only honors her own spirit but also creates ripples of compassion and connection, touching the lives of those around her with a grace that lingers long after she's left the room. But how do we cultivate this presence? The monk shares the story of Mei Lin, a woman who always felt overlooked in her family. Despite her accomplishments, her voice was drowned out by louder, more aggressive personalities. Mei Lin decided to embrace the monk's teaching on presence. She began to practice standing still in silence for 10 minutes each morning, focusing on her breath and the sensations in her body. This daily ritual helped her anchor herself in the present moment. Gradually, Mei Lin's quiet confidence became palpable. Without saying a word, her presence began to command attention. Those who once dismissed her began to listen. Presence also involves the art of holding eye contact without intimidation. The monk teaches that when you look someone in the eye with calm conviction, you send a silent but powerful message. I see you. I hear you. But I am unmoved by your attempt to shake me. This practice creates an invisible boundary, a line that others are less likely to cross. The third technique is to release ancestral wounds. The monk speaks of the unseen baggage many of us carry, wounds passed down from generation to generation. These are the silent, heavy weights that make us feel unworthy, invisible, or easily disrespected. The monk warns that as long as we carry these wounds, we remain vulnerable to others' opinions and disrespect. But through intentional healing, through forgiveness rituals, meditation, and letting go, we free ourselves from these chains. The Buddha said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. To command respect, we must release the hot coal. We must free ourselves from the ancestral wounds that keep us small, that keep us from standing in our true power. The practice of releasing ancestral wounds invites a tender journey into the heart, where the quiet burdens of the past are gently laid to rest. The monk's wisdom unveils the subtle threads of pain woven through generations, carried like whispered echoes in the soul. These are the unseen weights, the feelings of being unworthy, unseen, or diminished, that linger from ancestors who face their own struggles, their own moments of sorrow. These inherited shadows can make the spirit feel fragile, as if the judgments of others hold more power than they should. Yet, within every woman lies the strength to untangle these threads, to step into a space of healing that is both sacred and liberating. The path to freedom begins with intention, a soft yet resolute choice to release what no longer serves. The monk teaches that holding on to these wounds is like clutching a smoldering ember, hoping to cast it away, only to feel the burn within. As the Buddha's gentle words remind us, clinging to anger or pain harms the one who holds it most. Healing unfolds through practices that soothe the spirit, perhaps a quiet moment of meditation, where the breath becomes a bridge to peace, or a forgiveness ritual, where words spoken or unspoken lift the weight of resentment. Journaling can be a sanctuary, a place to pour out the heart stories, letting them flow onto the page like a river finding its way to the sea. These acts of release are not about erasing the past but about honoring it, acknowledging the strength of those who came before while choosing to set down their burdens. This sacred work ripples beyond the self, touching the lives of those yet to come. By releasing these ancestral wounds, a woman creates a legacy of lightness, a gift of freedom for future generations. It's a quiet act of love, like tending a garden, clearing away what stifles growth so that new blooms can flourish. As the heart grows lighter, so too does the presence, standing taller, radiating a calm authority that needs no words to be felt. This is the power of a spirit unburdened, a woman who walks with grace, her energy a beacon of compassion and resilience, inviting others to find their own path to healing. But releasing ancestral wounds isn't a one-time event. It's a journey. The monk shares the story of Aiko, a woman whose ancestors endured generations of oppression. Growing up, Aiko was taught to stay small, to avoid confrontation, to be silent. But when she encountered the monk, she was ready to break the cycle. Through guided meditations and forgiveness rituals, Aiko began to release the pain, the anger, the fear. With each layer she shed, her energy shifted. Those around her began to notice. Her voice grew stronger, her eyes clearer, and the disrespect that once defined her life began to dissolve. But the journey to release ancestral wounds requires facing the darkness, the emotions we've buried, the stories we refuse to tell. The monk teaches that true healing comes from bringing those wounds to the surface, letting them be seen, acknowledged, and finally set free. The sacred journey of releasing ancestral wounds invites a gentle yet courageous step into the shadows of the heart, where hidden emotions and untold stories rest. These are the quiet burdens carried from generations past, griefs unspoken, fears tucked away, and dreams left unclaimed. The monk's wisdom illuminates a profound truth. True healing blossoms when these wounds are tenderly brought into the light, no longer hidden but embraced with compassion. This act of unveiling is not about dwelling in pain but about honoring the depth of the soul's history, allowing what has been buried to breathe, to be seen, and to be set free. This process is like tending to a long-neglected garden, where the soil holds both the weight of old roots and the promise of new growth. It may begin with a moment of stillness, perhaps in the soft glow of a candle, where the heart opens to memories or feelings that have long been kept silent. Writing these stories in a journal can be a sacred release, each word a step toward freedom, as if the ink carries the weight of the past onto the page. Speaking aloud, even to the quiet of an empty room, can give voice to what has been held within, letting the air carry it away like leaves on a gentle breeze. The monk teaches that this act of acknowledgement is a powerful offering, a way to honor the resilience of those who came before while choosing to weave a new thread of healing into the tapestry of life. As the monk's words fade into the stillness of the temple, his final warning echoes, "You are more powerful than you know." But power isn't in force or domination. It's in your energy, your silence, your presence. And as you walk away from that temple, you can feel it. Something within you has shifted. You're no longer the person you were before. The world may stay the same, but you have changed. And because you have changed, the way the world responds to you will change too. No one will ever disrespect you again. With a heart full of gratitude, thank you for joining this sacred journey and embracing the wisdom shared today. Your presence here is a beautiful gift, a gentle ripple of light in the universe. If this message has touched your soul, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to weave these moments of connection and growth together. In the comments below, share the mantra that holds such power: I honor my truth, I respect my path. Let these words echo in your heart and inspire others. If you feel called, share this video with those whose spirits might resonate with this message, spreading love and healing like seeds carried on the wind. Thank you for being here, for shining your light, and for walking this path with grace.